U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has criticized Israel's action in the Gaza conflict, stressing that Israel needs to safeguard civilians. He highlighted a discrepancy between Israel's intention to protect civilians and the actual outcomes on the ground during a press conference in Washington. After meeting with UK's Foreign Secretary David Cameron, the US Secretary of State emphasized in a press conference in Washington the crucial needs for Israel to prioritize safeguarding civilian lives. Meanwhile, Israel's military has persisted with intense bombardments as the conflict with Hamas in Gaza reached its 2-month milestone. President Joe Biden has also emphasized the protection of civilians in separate talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Jordan's King Abdullah. The conflict, which began with Hamas attacking Israel, has resulted in significant casualties, with over 17,000 Palestinians killed and 46,000 wounded since Israel's retaliatory strikes began. As fighting continues in Gaza, 100 more Palestinians were killed, including armed militants, while Arab states pushed for an immediate ceasefire. The United Arab Emirates sought a UN Security Council vote for a resolution demanding a humanitarian ceasefire. However, the US and Israel opposed the move, fearing it would favor Hamas. To cool down the crisis, Israel agreed at the US request to open the Kerem Shalom border crossing for the inspection of humanitarian aid trucks heading to Gaza. Efforts have been underway to speed up the inspection process via Egypt's border. This pause also facilitated the release of hostages held by Hamas. Despite the ongoing conflict, the United States still hasn't set a definite deadline for Israel to cease major combat operations against Hamas. Many military targets, including a significant part of the Hamas leadership, remains in South Gaza, whereas hostages held by Hamas are still isolated in Gaza, prompting concerns about their well-being. For Israelis observing the Hanukkah festival, the occasion carries a somber tune due to the recent events, including kidnapping and loss of lives. The situation continues to escalate, with efforts ongoing to alleviate the crisis and protect civilians caught in the conflict zone.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.